session 2 of how Jesus changed the world. Another change that Jesus brought into the world was the dignity and the value of women. From the beginning, God meant men and women to be equal. In Genesis 1:26 it says, "Let us make human beings in our image, in our likeness." And then the next verse, "So God created human beings in his own image. In the image of God he created them, male and female he created them." So both men and women are made in the image of God. And even in the story of creation where Adam is made and then Eve is made from his side, it's symbolic. Eve was taken from the side, bone from bone, flesh from his flesh. So they're equal, they're side by side. And that's the picture from creation. Now the equality doesn't mean sameness. We are different, but the difference is a complementary thing. It's not something of difference in value. By the time of Jesus, women were treated as very inferior in most cultures around the world. When we look at Jesus and how he treated women, we see he treated them very differently. We have the story of the woman at the well, and here Jesus asks her for a drink, and this leads to a whole conversation. There's a very telling verse where the disciples return and they are surprised that Jesus is talking to a woman. But Jesus talked to her, took her seriously, talked about faith, talked about her living situation. Then there's the story of the woman caught in adultery, and they dragged her before Jesus, saying she should be stoned. No mention of the man. Apparently they can just do as they please. Jesus did not condemn her. He said yes, she'd done wrong, and yes, by law she should be stoned, and whoever here has never done anything wrong can have the privilege of throwing the first stone. And of course they didn't. Jesus did not condemn her. He just told her to go and don't do that anymore. The woman who'd been bleeding for years, she was an outcast because of the bleeding. She touched Jesus' clothes and he felt the power go out of him. And he turned. He didn't growl at her. He praised her for her faith, told her to go in peace. She was healed. And then, of course, there were quite wealthy women. And there was a lady named Joanna, who was the wife of a wealthy man. He was Herod's household manager. And Joanna was able to support Jesus' ministry financially. And, of course, Jesus came into the world through the faith and obedience of a young girl. Women had equal value with men in the eyes of Jesus. Of course, the greatest value that any life can have is that Jesus gave his life so that anyone who puts their trust in him can have a life here free from guilt and have a life after this continuing on in joy and peace. Jesus died for both men and women. In Galatians 3:26, Paul says, "So in Christ Jesus you are all children of God through faith. For all of you were baptized into Christ and have clothed yourselves with Christ. There is neither Jew nor Gentile, slave nor free, neither male nor female. You are all one in Christ Jesus." Countries which have been influenced by Christianity treat women with greater respect than many other countries do. And yet there's still a challenge here for us. If we truly believe that God created men and women equal, different but equal, then we still have some work to do to make that real for women in our society today.
Who am I that the highest King would welcome me? I was lost, but he brought me in. Oh, his love for me. Oh, his love for me. Who the sun sets free, always free indeed. I'm a child of God, yes I am. Free at last, he has ransomed me, his grace brought me. While I was a slave to sin, he I'm a child of God. Yes, I am. In my Father's house, there's a place for me. I'm a child of God. Yes, I am. I am chosen, not forsaken. I am who you say I am. You are for me, not against me. I am who you say I am. I am chosen, not forsaken. I am who you say I am. You are for me, not against me. I am who you say I am. Who the Son sets free, always free indeed. I'm a child of God. Yes, I am. In my